Welcome to the channel. Every day, millions of women unknowingly use products that are silently disrupting their hormonal systems, altering their mood, energy, weight, fertility, and overall well-being. From the shampoo you lather into your scalp to the plastic container you heat your lunch in, countless common items are loaded with hormone-disrupting chemicals that enter your body and start interfering with the delicate balance of estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and thyroid hormones. These endocrine disruptors, found in personal care products, household cleaners, makeup, perfumes, sanitary pads, non-organic food, and even water bottles, mimic or block natural hormones and confuse the body's messaging systems. Over time, this invisible interference can lead to hormonal imbalances that cause everything from irregular periods to polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS, thyroid dysfunction, chronic fatigue, unexplained weight gain, infertility, depression, anxiety, and even cancer. One of the biggest culprits is a group of chemicals called phthalates, which are used to make plastics more flexible and are found in scented products like perfumes, lotions, nail polish, and air fresheners. These chemicals easily enter the bloodstream through skin contact or inhalation, and studies have shown that they can lower fertility, increase the risk of early menopause, and raise the chances of developing breast cancer. Bisphenol A, BPA, another widely known endocrine disruptor, is commonly found in food cans, receipts, and plastic bottles. BPA mimics estrogen and can throw off the body's natural hormonal rhythm, leading to estrogen dominance, irregular ovulation, and long-term reproductive issues. Even seemingly harmless products like tampons and sanitary pads often contain bleached materials and fragrance additives that can absorb directly through the vaginal walls, which are highly permeable and rich in blood vessels. This allows chemicals to enter the bloodstream quickly and directly. Bypassing the body's normal detox pathways, these hormonal disruptors do not just affect adult women, their influence begins before birth. Pregnant women exposed to high levels of endocrine-disrupting chemicals can unknowingly pass them on to their unborn children, which can affect fetal development, increase the risk of birth defects, and program the baby's hormones for future disease. Research has shown that girls born to mothers with higher exposure to BPA and phthalates during pregnancy tend to experience earlier puberty, which itself is a risk factor for hormone-related cancers later in life. Even toddlers and young girls are being affected by hormone-mimicking substances found in plastic toys, bath soaps, and food packaging, leading to increasing rates of early breast development and hormonal disorders in children. The problem is compounded by the fact that many of these chemicals are not listed on product labels. The word fragrance, for instance, can legally hide hundreds of synthetic compounds, many of which are known endocrine disruptors. So even if a woman is trying to make healthier choices, she may still be unknowingly exposed. As a result, millions of women suffer from unexplained symptoms: mood swings, brain fog, hair thinning, stubborn belly fat, insomnia, low libido, without realizing that the products they use daily are part of the problem. One of the most disturbing facts is how hormone disruptors are linked to PCOS, a condition that affects 1 in 10 women of childbearing age. PCOS is characterized by irregular periods, ovarian cysts, excess hair growth, acne, and infertility, all of which can be triggered or worsened by hormonal imbalance. Studies show that women with PCOS often have higher levels of BPA in their blood, suggesting that chronic exposure to these synthetic estrogens may play a role in the development or severity of the condition. Similarly, conditions like endometriosis, where tissue similar to the lining of the uterus grows outside it, causing pain and infertility, have also been associated with environmental toxins and endocrine disruptors. Even autoimmune thyroid disorders such as Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which is far more common in women than men, have been linked to long-term chemical exposure. Thyroid hormones regulate metabolism, mood, heart rate, and energy. When this gland is under attack, everything from weight gain to depression can result. And it's not just endocrine disruptors doing the damage. Heavy metals like mercury and lead, often present in tap water, seafood, and even some cosmetics, can also accumulate in the body and contribute to hormonal chaos. Beyond external products and environmental toxins, diet plays a massive role in regulating or derailing hormonal health. Women who consume a lot of processed foods, sugary snacks, refined carbohydrates, and conventionally raised animal products are unknowingly feeding their hormonal imbalance. Many processed foods are laced with preservatives, dyes, additives, and synthetic compounds that mimic hormones in the body. Non-organic meat and dairy often come from animals treated with growth hormones and antibiotics, and when consumed regularly, these residues accumulate in the body and disrupt estrogen and progesterone levels. Excess sugar spikes insulin levels, which in turn affects ovarian hormone production and contributes to both PCOS and estrogen dominance. Highly refined oils like soybean, corn, and canola oil common in packaged and fast food are also inflammatory and can affect the body's hormone-producing glands. Even healthy-looking options like flavored yogurts or protein bars may hide hormone-disrupting ingredients such as artificial sweeteners, colors, and emulsifiers. A poor diet not only alters gut health but also impacts the liver's ability to detoxify hormones efficiently, leading to a buildup of excess estrogen and other toxins in the system. Sleep deprivation is another hidden villain in the hormonal puzzle. Women who sleep less than 7 hours a night are more likely to experience imbalances in cortisol, the stress hormone, which can interfere with ovulation, slow metabolism, and contribute to mood disorders. Lack of sleep also lowers melatonin, which plays a key role in regulating estrogen levels and overall reproductive health. When stress is combined with poor sleep and a toxic environment, the endocrine system becomes overwhelmed. Chronic stress leads to elevated cortisol levels, and when cortisol remains high for long periods, the body begins to steal resources from other hormone pathways, such as those needed for progesterone. This pregnenolone steal shifts hormone production away from reproductive functions and into survival mode, leaving women with low progesterone a common cause of anxiety, irritability, insomnia, and irregular periods. Emotional stress from overwork, trauma, or burnout is just as damaging as physical exposure to toxins. In fact, the mind-body connection plays a significant role in hormonal resilience, and many women begin to heal their cycles by addressing not only what they eat or apply to their bodies, but how they manage their mental health. The role of the gut in women's hormonal health is another area that is often overlooked but absolutely essential. The gut is home to trillions of bacteria collectively known as the microbiome, which play a vital role in metabolizing and eliminating excess hormones. There is even a specific group of gut bacteria called the estrobolome that is responsible for processing estrogen. When the gut is healthy, the estrobolome helps maintain proper estrogen balance by breaking down and flushing out what the body no longer needs. But when the gut microbiome is disrupted due to antibiotics, poor diet, or chronic stress, the estrobolome becomes dysfunctional and estrogen recirculates in the bloodstream instead of being eliminated. This contributes to estrogen dominance, which is linked to symptoms like PMS, heavy periods, breast tenderness, mood swings, and even fibroids and breast cancer. Constipation further worsens this issue, as hormones that should have been excreted through the bowels end up reabsorbed. A sluggish digestive system also compromises the liver's ability to detoxify hormones and process toxins, allowing more harmful substances to stay in circulation. This is why supporting digestive health with fiber-rich foods, fermented foods, hydration, and reducing processed junk is crucial for hormonal balance. Another crucial but often ignored component of hormonal health is physical movement. While intense exercise is often promoted as a solution for weight gain and hormonal issues, the reality is more nuanced. Excessively strenuous exercise, especially when combined with a low-calorie diet, can actually backfire by increasing cortisol levels and disrupting menstrual cycles. Many women who overtrain or undereat end up with amenorrhea, or the absence of periods, because the body interprets the stress as a threat to survival and shuts down reproductive functions. On the flip side, sedentary lifestyles also cause harm, slowing down metabolism, impairing lymphatic flow, and increasing fat storage, particularly around the abdomen, a known risk factor for estrogen imbalance. The key lies in balanced movement. Regular walking, yoga, resistance training, and gentle cardio all support healthy hormone production without overwhelming the body. Movement also improves insulin sensitivity, reduces inflammation, supports detoxification, and boosts mood by increasing endorphins and serotonin, all of which are critical in a woman's hormonal ecosystem. Gentle movement isn't just about physical health. It reinforces the mind-body connection and helps women tune into their natural rhythms. Beyond diet, sleep, stress, and movement, One of the most deeply rooted contributors to hormonal imbalance in women is chronic exposure to personal care and beauty products. From shampoos to deodorants, lotions to perfumes, and especially makeup, the average woman uses over a dozen personal care products each day, many of which contain endocrine-disrupting chemicals. These substances, such as parabens, phthalates, formaldehyde releasers, triclosan, and synthetic fragrances, can mimic or block natural hormones in the body. When absorbed through the skin, which is highly porous, they enter the bloodstream and accumulate in fat tissue, interfering with hormone receptor function. The cumulative effect of this daily exposure can cause shifts in estrogen, testosterone, thyroid hormones, and more. Even natural or green labeled products may contain hidden toxins under the guise of vague terms like fragrance or preservatives. Studies have shown that teenage girls, who are heavy users of cosmetics and personal care items, are particularly vulnerable to early puberty and hormonal disorders due to this ongoing exposure. The hormonal system is especially sensitive during key life stages like puberty, pregnancy, and perimenopause, making these chemicals particularly dangerous for women. Additionally, women's hormonal health is increasingly affected by their exposure to light, especially blue light emitted from phones, tablets, and computers. Our circadian rhythm, which governs the sleep-wake cycle, is closely linked to hormone production, especially melatonin, cortisol, and reproductive hormones like estrogen and progesterone. Overexposure to blue light, especially at night, disrupts the body's internal clock and leads to a cascade of hormonal disturbances. Melatonin, which normally rises at night to help with sleep and cellular repair, is suppressed, and this suppression can hinder ovulation and menstrual regularity. Moreover, late-night screen exposure keeps cortisol levels elevated when they should be falling, creating a stress response that impacts thyroid function and metabolism. Women who consistently stay up late or scroll through screens in bed may not realize they are sabotaging their hormonal health. Simple interventions like blue light filters, reducing screen time before bed, and using warm, amber lighting at night can make a powerful difference in supporting natural hormone rhythms. Another overlooked but profoundly impactful factor in women's hormonal health is liver function. The liver is the body's primary detoxification organ, and it plays a central role in processing and eliminating excess hormones, especially estrogen. When the liver is functioning optimally, it breaks down used hormones and packages them for excretion through bile and stool. However, when the liver is overburdened by toxins, alcohol, medications, processed foods, and stress, its ability to metabolize hormones becomes impaired. This leads to hormonal imbalances like estrogen dominance, irregular periods, acne, mood swings, and weight gain. A sluggish liver also struggles to eliminate xenoestrogens, the synthetic hormone-like compounds found in plastics, pesticides, and personal care products, allowing them to stay in circulation and disrupt the body's endocrine system. Supporting liver health with cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and kale is essential, as these contain compounds like sulforaphane that enhance liver detox pathways. Adequate hydration, minimizing alcohol, and incorporating liver-supporting herbs such as milk thistle and dandelion root can also aid in hormonal regulation. The liver may not be top of mind when thinking about hormones, but in reality, it is one of the body's hormonal gatekeepers. Environmental toxins beyond personal care products and plastics also play a huge role in hormone disruption, especially in today's industrialized world. Pesticides, herbicides, flame retardants, heavy metals, and industrial chemicals are now commonly found in air, food, water, and household items. These toxins act as endocrine disruptors and are particularly harmful to women's reproductive systems. For example, glyphosate, a widely used herbicide, has been linked to hormone-sensitive cancers like breast and ovarian cancer, as well as fertility issues and miscarriage. Women are often unknowingly exposed to these toxins through non-organic food, contaminated water, synthetic cleaning products, and even receipts coated with BPA. This constant exposure adds up over time, creating a toxic load that overwhelms the body's ability to regulate hormones properly. Reducing exposure by choosing organic food when possible, filtering drinking water, using glass or stainless steel containers instead of plastic, and switching to non-toxic household cleaners can help lighten this toxic burden. While it's impossible to eliminate all environmental exposures, making small but consistent changes can drastically improve hormonal resilience over time and our daily lives. We often assume that what's allowed on store shelves must be safe, but the regulatory gaps in many countries mean that thousands of chemicals can be used in consumer products without rigorous long-term testing on their effects on human hormones. This is especially critical for women, whose hormonal cycles are finely tuned and easily thrown off balance by even small doses of endocrine-disrupting chemicals. One of the most overlooked dangers lies in how these chemicals act in combination. While a single product might fall within safety thresholds, the reality is that women are exposed to dozens of hormone-altering substances every day, from the shampoo used in the morning, to the receipts touched while shopping, to the lotion applied at night. The cumulative effect of this daily chemical cocktail can lead to a range of health issues including PMS, fibroids, endometriosis, thyroid dysfunction, and even infertility. What's especially alarming is how early this exposure starts. From childhood, girls are surrounded by pink plastic toys, strawberry-scented lotions, glitter lip glosses, and bubble baths, many of which contain phthalates and parabens. These are not just skin-deep dangers. They can penetrate the body and mimic or block real hormones, confusing the body's internal systems. Over time, this can set the stage for early puberty, menstrual irregularities, and later life hormone-related cancers. Even something as innocent-seeming as scented baby wipes or perfumed diapers could be introducing hormone-altering agents during the most vulnerable stages of development. These issues don't only arise from a lack of awareness, but also from a culture that equates fragrance and aesthetic appeal with cleanliness and femininity, without questioning the hidden cost behind those sweet smells. Meanwhile, many of the marketing labels used to assure safety, such as hypoallergenic, natural, or for sensitive skin, are often unregulated or misleading. A product can be labeled natural and still contain synthetic fragrance compounds or preservatives that disrupt estrogen pathways. This means even health-conscious women may unknowingly continue using products that sabotage their hormonal health. In fact, studies have shown that women who use more personal care products tend to have higher concentrations of hormone-disrupting chemicals in their urine and blood. It's a cruel irony: the very routines women engage in to feel clean, fresh, and feminine may be undermining their well-being at a deep biological level. The body's endocrine system functions like a delicate orchestra, with different hormones rising and falling in precise rhythms. But when synthetic chemicals begin interfering, the balance collapses. Cortisol levels rise from stress, estrogen builds up due to poor detoxification, progesterone drops from overexposure to xenoestrogens, and thyroid hormones fluctuate due to halogen-based toxins in water and toothpaste. These imbalances don't always show up overnight. They develop gradually, manifesting as fatigue, anxiety, irregular periods, unexplained weight gain, or fertility struggles. Often, these symptoms are dismissed or masked with prescriptions, leaving the root cause untouched. Only when women start to remove toxic exposures from their lives do many finally begin to feel like themselves again, more energetic, emotionally balanced, and hormonally stable. The journey to hormone health starts not in a clinic, but at home. Every bottle, spray, wrapper, and wipe becomes a decision point. When women learn how to read labels, avoid plastics, swap out conventional products, and nourish their detox organs, especially the liver and gut, they take back control. This empowerment doesn't require fear, but awareness. For instance, replacing plastic food containers with glass, choosing fragrance-free over scented, or switching to mineral-based sunscreens can have a cumulative effect. Avoiding non-stick cookware coated in PFAS, using EWG-rated personal care products, and opting for organic when possible. These aren't luxury habits, but essential hormonal safeguards. If this helped you understand your hormonal health better, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more powerful insights into women's wellness.